Hi there! Welcome to Pallet University. So we have another video coming out in a couple of days. It's been mostly ready for a couple of days. I filmed it like 2 weeks ago and life's just kind of been busy. But today's not really a topic talking about a certain topic. No, today I'm here to get your guys' opinion on something, because at the end of the day this channel is to help you guys out, and I'm trying to do that the best way I can. But in order to do that, I need your opinion. You know, I'm not gonna beat around the bush here. I'm asking you guys if you think I should start a Patreon. So the reason why this has sort of crossed my mind is that because I'm now in graduate school, I'm much more busy than I thought I would be. So if you did not know, graduate school, more or less, you take less classes, like you're in a classroom for less hours compared to undergraduate school. But you are doing a lot of extra things. So between doing my research for my thesis, working at the museum on campus to help out my, paying rent, and also just, I didn't think this would really be a factor, but living off campus. So for the past 4 years, I've lived on the campus that I was doing my college, that I was going to college at. And it was so easy to, if I had an hour break between classes, to just go home, record a video, go back to class. But here, because I live off campus, that's something that I can't really do unless I wanted to record something in like my shared office I share with four other grad students, which obviously is not ideal. So really there's two questions to this. The first is, should I start a Patreon? So in my mind, I think starting a Patreon could give me some additional accountability to the channel. And so I'm going to be kind of, like I said, I'm not going to beat around the bush with this kind of video. I don't have a ton of extra money to be throwing around. And because of that, if I'm not doing something that is, like working at the museum, which is making me money, or, doing my research, spending time reading papers, if I'm not doing something that's toward my degree, it's like I'm not getting much out of it. So if I have a Patreon where people are supporting me, I have much more, I feel that I would be much more apt to make more time to make videos. You know what I mean? The second question is, if you do think that I should make a Patreon, what would you like to see on it? So I'm gonna go through a couple things that I found from like 3 channels of Patreons that I've looked at who do similar-ish things to what this channel does, as well as one that just sort of I enjoy. The first channel I'll be talking about is Clint's Reptiles. I featured a clip from their channel a little bit in our video about whether Arbok is actually a cobra. And basically, what Clint does is he has 2 levels of his Patreon, one for $4 and one for $15. And for his levels, basically, you get early access to videos. He doesn't really say how early. He said it could be a day or a couple hours depending on how much time he has to put into it. Polls to sort of influence video suggestions or what the next video that he puts out or records should be. As well as he does like an exclusive frequently asked questions video, I think quarterly. So Clint's Reptiles is a channel that I personally enjoy, not one that has a ton in common with this particular channel, but just some neat things that I thought that he does that are pretty baseline for Patreon. Next up is a channel that you might not have ever heard of, even though it's pretty sizable, but it's a channel called Tier Zoo. Basically, what this channel does is very similar to what this channel does, except instead of teaching science via Pokemon, Tier Zoo teaches science via a more traditional RPG sort of layout. So he gives each animal like a stat or a level of different stats. So there's, typical RPG stuff, HP, power, intelligence, stealth, typical things like that. And he talks about nature in a way where everything is an RPG game, which I think is super neat. So I looked at his Patreon, and he's got 3 levels that range from $1 to $20. And the things in them range from just access to a Discord, early access to videos, and also like direct access on video development. And that's for sort of like the upper end, the $20 tier. And that's mostly like, if you're in that tier, he basically weighs you can suggest things to him and he weighs that more heavily than like somebody else in the Discord. I think that's something that's pretty like basic. His Patreon's very simple, and I'm sure that I've been showing pictures of these Patreon pages as I've been recording here. But something that's pretty basic, pretty run-of-the-mill for Patreon from what I've seen. And the last one is somebody who I'm sure that if you know this channel, you're familiar with him, is Birdkeeper Toby. Birdkeeper Toby's Patreon has 10 different levels ranging from $1 to $250. And, you know, the perks for all of his levels range from things like access to Discord, adding him on Pokemon Go and on Nintendo Switch, like becoming friends on Switch so you could like battle with him, trade with him, whatever. Signed Pokemon cards that he sends out, as well as some of the posters that he's made through some of the videos on his channel, like the Tree of Life video, as well as one-on-one calls once a month for the highest 2 tiers, which are $250 and $100. So like once a month, he'll like have a Discord or Skype call with anyone who's in that tier and talk to them pretty much about whatever. So those are some ones that I think are sort of relevant to what this channel is about, and so just some baseline ideas. I don't really know what to put in here. I've had some thoughts of what I could put in one, and these are just very preliminary thoughts. So like I said, if you think that I should, first question, do you think I should? Second question, what should I put in? And these are my early thoughts. These are very much not set in stone. So for the first tier, just be like early video access on Patreon. I'd put the video on Patreon maybe like a day before I'd put it up on YouTube. The second tier would be like Discord access, as well as polls about like upcoming video topics that would influence sort of what I focus on, more or less. And the top tier would be like an hour a month Discord voice chat about whatever, basically Pokemon science. Not that I think this is the best use of either of our time or money, but if you wanted help on like science homework, I could probably help with that. Because there are another reason why I would value a Patreon is that there's obviously some things about this channel, like hardware-wise, that I personally want to improve. I know that my microphone quality isn't the best. I know my camera quality is kind of grainy, and even if most people don't notice it, it still bothers me, you know? Just 'cause I'm a little bit of a perfectionist that way. So I've got a whole laundry list of upgrades that I want to make to create better content for you guys. And new cameras are expensive. New microphones have gotten much cheaper, but are still a little pricey. So that's sort of where I'm at. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours. There will be a video, also not Pokemon related, but still fun, coming out this coming weekend, probably on Saturday. It's been, like I said, it's mostly been done. But I just need to add a couple tweaks. So yeah, please let me know your thoughts. Like, of all the videos I've made, this is the one where I value your opinion the most. I'll probably also put a poll on Twitter, just to get more feedback, because I don't know how many people will actually react to this in the comments. That's pretty much all I've got, and like I said, probably for like the third time this video. Keep an eye out for that next video coming up sometime this weekend. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Pallet_U, and as always, there's a time and place for everything.